Hey everybody, David here. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition tutorial. We're going to go over, it's a basic mechanic of the game, and it's the attack of opportunity. Well, in editions past, attacks of opportunity kind of got out of control, especially in edition 3.5, both D&D 3.5 and Pathfinder. Attacks of opportunity could actually get pretty overwhelming, meaning, take for instance for the Pathfinder 3.5 core rulebook, there's literally one page that is dedicated to every type of attack of opportunity, from standing up to lighting a torch to drinking a potion, and it really got cumbersome. But over time, as you would learn them, it would get easier. But for D&D 5e, it's much like 4th edition, but 4th edition was a little bit more involved in opportunity attacks, where if you were casting upon someone, then you would take an attack of opportunity, or if you were shooting a ranged weapon with somebody within your reach, then you would take the attack of opportunity. So D&D 5e even takes a step back further than that, and the only way to take an attack of opportunity, technically, according to the rules in the Player's Handbook and the free basic PDF, is leaving the reach of a creature. So what they wanted to basically accomplish and achieve with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is to step away from all the rules that 3.5 had and 4th edition and make something simply plain that the players would have no problem with. And I think the attacks of opportunity in D&D 5e are perfect. I really do. I think that they're great for this edition. Now, so you're going to ask yourself, what is the attack of opportunity if you've never played before? So this is basically, I'm going to read it out of the book. This is from the free basic PDF. This is: in a fight, everyone is constantly watching for enemies to drop their guard. You can rarely move heedlessly past your foes without putting yourself in danger. Doing so provokes an attack of opportunity. So you can, as we see here on the virtual tabletop map in front of me, or if you're playing this game with a theater of mind, you can basically position yourselves to where you're not going to take an attack of opportunity. So take Kobe the Kobold here. Well, I'm sorry, Kobe the Goblin here. Doesn't look like a kobold. So we'll take our rogue here. If we're going to run past, if we're doing this theater of the mind theatrically, you're going to have to basically tell your dungeon master that you're going to stay out of reach of all of the creatures to prevent taking that attack of opportunity. Let the dungeon master know what you're doing, because you really have to envision that into your mind. And when you play theatrically, theater of the mind, it can get harder to do with more creatures that are involved in this combat. So if you're specifically clear with your DM, I'm sure you'll probably have no problem. But when you're playing on a virtual tabletop, or if you're using a battle map, or if you're using the 4th edition tiles, or any other battle map for that answer, that is even easier to tell if you're going to take the attack of opportunity or not. So take, for instance, Kobe here. If our rogue just runs by him, he's not going to take the attack of opportunity. Now, if our rogue tries to run around him, he won't take the attack of opportunity until he leaves the space of Kobe the Goblin. And then when he leaves the 5-foot reach, that's when Kobe, he gets the attack of opportunity. The attack of opportunity, when you attack the hostile creature, it moves out of your reach. And when you make the attack of opportunity, you use your reaction to make the melee attack. And it is a basic melee attack. It's not like you're going to be able to use any kind of class feature or anything like that, unless you have a class feature that allows you to do so. So Kobe will get the free basic attack. He'll roll the d20 plus his strength or dexterity modifier, and if it hits, the rogue will incur the damage, and then the rogue can proceed to move on. Now, sometimes this may take the character down. So we'll say that the rogue had 2 hit points left. Maybe Kobe turned around, hit him, and did 4 points of damage. So you would fall basically unconscious here where the rogue stands. So you just really have to be careful. And like I said, Kobe would use his reaction. Now, you only in D&D 5e, you only get one reaction a round. And don't get this confused with a bonus action, because those are two totally different things. Now, once you use your reaction, that's it. Then someone else can run past you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. In previous editions, and possibly later in D&D 5e, there could be more feats put into the game that would allow you to take more than one attack of opportunity. But as the rules are now, as of August 2015, you only get one reaction a round. So as I said, just be careful and don't go unconscious like our rogue just did here. So there is a way to eliminate taking this attack of opportunity. In other editions, it was called different things. You know, maybe just a 5-foot step, or maybe a shift, like in 4th edition. But in D&D 5e, you can take the disengage action. And the disengage action in D&D 5e is much more unique than the other editions, because the other editions would only allow you to take 5 feet, which translated in the virtual tabletop world is not a lot. It's just like a sidestep. On the virtual tabletop, it's 1 step. So if you save your, if you save your action, because the disengage action takes an action, you can move up to your movement. So if our rogue has a 30-foot movement, then the rogue would literally be able to move 30 feet away. So he'd move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. It kind of messed up there. But you see what I was getting at. He was able to move 6 squares away. Perfect. But just remember, it takes your action to get away from the creature and the opportunity attack. Now, along with attacks of opportunity, there are several other ways that you do not provoke attacks of opportunity. And basically, if you teleport, then you do not endure an attack of opportunity. Or say a blast goes off and you're pushed, you would not, and you're pushed past a creature. Say you're pushed 4 or 5 squares and you go past 2 creatures. You would not take attacks of opportunity. Any type of forced movement, pushed, pulled, anything like that, you do not take the attack of opportunity. Now, Kobe, our goblin here, is a 5-foot creature. So we're going to go into a little bit more in depth of what opportunity attacks basically stand for with the different sizes of creatures. So we're going to take our ogre here. As you can see, the ogre is much larger than Kobe the kobold, Kobe the goblin. I should just might as well just call him a damn kobold. So if we have our ogre here, and we'll say that he's using this flail. Maybe this flail has a 10-foot reach. All right, maybe the rogue was here. Maybe the rogue was engaged to another character. Maybe the rogue was engaged to Kobe the goblin over here. All right, maybe the rogue was engaged. Now you can see that he's still within 10 feet of this ogre. Now he says, "Oh man, I see this ogre getting close to me. He can move, but now that the ogre has a larger box, which a large creature in D&D 5e is a 2x2 square, which is basically 10 by 10 feet. Each square is 5 by 5. So this ogre is represented in a 2x2 grid. So therefore he has a 10-foot reach with this flail. Even though, in the monster manual, I'm just trying to make an example of larger creatures. In the monster manual, I do not believe that he has a reach of a 10 with a flail. But the dungeon master can make that ogre have any type of weapon that he or she wants. So in this case, for this tutorial, this ogre has a 10-foot reach with this flail that's attached to the end of his nub. And we'll say that the rogue tries to squeak away. He's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna eliminate this." Now he's gonna move. Now, seeing that this ogre still has a 10-foot reach, he can zap the rogue. So he's gonna get the attack of opportunity. So you really need to pay attention of your surroundings. You really do. Now, we'll take the ogre out of the equation. Now, you can run circles around this goblin all day long, and you will not provoke an attack of opportunity. You would in 4e and you would in 3.5, but not D&D 5e. It's really simplified, and I like it. So all day long, you could do a dash. You could do a double movement and just run around this goblin twice. Just don't leave the 5-foot range. All right, so let's look at the large creatures. Large creatures are like your adult dragons and some other creatures. This adult dragon is a 3x3 grid. That's 15 by 15 foot. Now, in the monster manual, the green dragon has a bite at 10 foot and a tail attack at 15. So, our adventurer, our rogue here, can be literally 15 feet away and still take an attack of opportunity from a tail slash. That's if the DM wants to do that. The DM can do whatever he or she wants to do. You know, if he wants to give you the bite, then you got to be 10 foot. I mean, that's just crazy. So you really need to be cautious of your surroundings, ladies and gentlemen. You really do. And that's the green dragon. Now, if you go even up one more size, and there's not a lot of gargantuan creatures except for maybe the Tarrasque and Tiamat here. And the Elder I think the Elder Dragons may be gargantuan as well. Well, this gargantuan, Tiamat, she has a 15 to 25 foot reach. So that is ridiculous. That's 3 to 5 squares away that you can still take an attack of opportunity. So, ladies and gents, again, be careful. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about are some optional feats that do affect attacks of opportunity. And in the player's handbook so far, I'm sure that this will change as more supplements are released. There are 4 feats that are optional. The Polearm Mastery, which basically works like this. If you are a character that has a polearm with the effect that is, well, not the effect, but the labeled reach on the polearm, which is a special weapon. As if you enter the territory of this creature holding the polearm, and if they have the Polearm Mastery feat, then if you move into their space, you can also get zapped. So now you can get zapped by an attack of opportunity for moving in, and then you're like, wow, now you're getting hit hard, and you're going, oh man, I'm getting out of here. Zap, you're going to get hit again. So they're going to, whoever has Polearm Mastery is going to get double dipping status, to where they can zap you twice, coming in and leaving. I love it. There's also mobile. What mobile does is whenever, say this creature here is wielding this nice big two-handed maul, we'll say that the rogue attacks the creature, and the rogue has mobile. Mobile is a very good optional feat. Now, once you have mobile, when you attack, for the rest of the fight, you can leave the space of this creature freely, and this creature will not get an attack of opportunity. So but you have to attack the creature first. So when you attack this creature, this huge orc with the two-handed maul, and you hit him, you can say, I'm out of here, because he's going to beat you. You can run. The orc cannot get an attack of opportunity, and that's the mobile feat. There's also the Sentinel feat. The Sentinel feat doesn't give you any extra attack for encroachment, but what it does is if you have the Sentinel feat, then you can pin a target and make its movement 0. So if you do the attack of opportunity, you're successful, that monster or other character cannot move, and the movement becomes 0. And then the last feat is called Warcaster. Now, normally, wizards cannot cast spells as an attack of opportunity. You can only do that with a basic melee attack. Now, we're going to say our rogue here is maybe a mage. All right? This rogue, this orc comes up and takes a swing at someone else and tries to maybe leave or run past the wizard. Now, if you have the Warcaster feat, that allows you to cast a single target action spell at that target. So if you have magic missile, blast away, you can do a level 1 magic missile. Or you can do a firebolt. Anything that's single target and 1 action. So I think that basically covers just about all the attacks of opportunity. So just be careful, pay attention to your surroundings. Maybe, advance your character a little bit, give it some flavor, get one of these optional feats, and for Christ's sake, everybody, please use disengage. It costs an action. You're not going to get your attack unless you're a rogue. Then you're going to get, I think it's cunning action, where you can disengage for a bonus action, but that's a rogue only. So just be careful. And that's everything that has to do with attacks of opportunity in 5e. Not a lot. We got it all done in like 16 minutes. If you guys have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.